Welcome to TriTech University. My name is Bill Steppen, and today we are going to do the promise to deep dive into getting started exploring AIM Mobile for your mobile application and your mobile devices. So just as a recap for what AIM Mobile is, basically the whole idea behind it is that it expands your functionality away from your computer when you have to be away from it. Maybe that is because you are up and about around the store. Maybe you are away from the store and you are doing things elsewhere. Maybe if you're a music store, perhaps you are at a mobile band demonstration night for school rentals, or maybe you are an appliance store that is visiting an on-site repair and servicing, or just any number options of scenarios where you might be away from an actual physical computer and workstation. AIM Mobile is designed to allow you to take certain functionalities with you so that you don't have to worry about them not being synchronized with your computer system and all of your data while you are away. You can basically have it with you so that you can see things in real time, affect things in real time, and just be that much more productive is the idea behind it. So we're going to get started today. Not too in-depth. What we're basically going to do just for today is we're going to explore how you can download a copy yourself. Even if you're not yet signed up for the service, you can start to explore it and see just some of the kinds of functionalities that it can bring to you and to your store. So we're going to take a look at how to do that. When you are ready to pull the trigger and get started with connecting it to your system, we'll explore the necessary prerequisites to make that happen, and then we'll talk about how to actually connect it to your system, and then we'll explore just a few other, I guess you could say, some basic functions today just to kind of wrap up this initial session. As always, over to the right is the chat tab. So throughout the course of this live stream broadcast, if you have any questions, definitely click on that chat tab. Click the nickname button down at the bottom, and that will allow you to input your name so that you can talk to me, you can talk to others who might be here throughout the course of this demonstration as well, and then we can just kind of check out all those different things. So without further ado, let's start with just my basic demonstration screen here. So first things first, if you're not familiar with AIM Mobile, like I said, it's basically designed to be a mobile application for your phone or tablet that allows you to take some of the functionality of an actual physical workstation computer with you while you are away from that computer. And the easiest way, in my opinion, to kind of get started with this is, if you're unsure where to download it, you can go to our help about, or not about AIM, but AIM help. Now, I happen to have this open already, just for the convenience sake here. So when you go to help, over here on the table of contents, you can click into this ActiveE integration chapter. From there you can expand the AIM Mobile. When you click on it at first, it'll basically give you that explanation just like I explained it, and then it will refer you to other functions throughout the course of its own little embedded chapter here. So you can see when I click on it, it expands into a lot of the things that we'll actually be talking about throughout the course of these next couple of live stream sessions. But first and foremost, if you're not familiar with it at all, you can click here to the Setup AIM Mobile in AIM. This will talk about how to go about getting it, and probably the most important aspect when you're first getting started is just finding it on the various app stores that are available. It is available for both Android and iOS, so you can download it to any Android device or any iPhone or iPad. And you can click on either of these two links to open up their respective pages on those app stores. Once again, I just have them both available here for the purposes of ease of demonstration. So clicking the Play Store app, this is for any Google or Android device. If I remember correctly, this supports just about most of the Android operating systems and up. Yeah, if you've got an Android system 5 or newer, you should be fine here. So that is more than going back far enough to cover most Android devices that are still out there and operational today. When it comes to the App Store and iPhone devices, I believe that is very similar, so iOS 11 or newer, and I think most iPhones that again that are still in use today will meet that requirement. So no issues with either of those, and then when you download it, it will go straight to your phone. So let me do this. Let's switch back so you can see my lovely face here. And then I'm going to bring up my phone here, just kind of like I did when I did my, what was that called? The physical inventory. That's what I'm thinking of. That was slipping my brain as I'm trying to do multiple things at once here. So anyway, let me go ahead now and switch over to my demonstration screen here. So what you are now seeing is my my iPhone, since I am an iPhone user, but again, it doesn't really matter. iPhone, Android doesn't matter. And then over to the right here is just the screen itself. So as I manipulate the screen, you can kind of see it a little bit easier than, when my hand gets in the way and stuff like that. So anyway, when you go to the web store, I'll just hop into the web store here quick, and if you just search for AIM mobile, just like this, and search, it will be basically the very first item that comes up. So you can come in here, and of course that will be a download link, not an open link like I have here, but that's basically the idea there. So we'll hop in, and when you first download it and install it, you're going to have this screen here. So as we can see, it is not linked to any system but our own mobile demonstration system. As you can see, it's got the username and password already filled in over here. Of course, on the screen here, one of the security functions is that it will actually blot that out so you're not seeing it. But if you are not yet signed up for it, you'll simply tap here to log into the mobile demo system, and then from there you are accessing basically a copy of our system here at TriTech. So you can come in here and explore without actually needing to sign up for the service. So here in the menu, you can go to daily posting, inventory, customers, contracts, any of these options to just play around with the system. For example, if we go into inventory, and I'll go to search inventory, and I'll just do a search here. All of these things that you see here are in our mobile demo database. So feel free to play around with any of these. I'm going to get into some of this functionality a little bit later on, but basically I'm just letting you know that at this point you can download it and not have paid a penny in the mobile application sign up or the services or anything like that. Simply play around, and I believe we periodically refresh this data either every day or every week or something like that. So just to kind of get rid of any junk data that winds up in there throughout the course of everyone just kind of playing around with it. So basically that's the idea behind that. Now, when you are ready to actually sign up for the service, let me do this. Let me go back to my screen here. So we'll bring this back up so you're seeing my beautiful face here. Okay, so let me bring the website back up here. So one of the most important aspects, apart from just finding the app itself, is meeting the other requirements. Let me zoom in on this just so that it might be a little bit easier to see over here, and let's just shrink that out of the way. So as we can see here, before you continue to set up, we want to confirm that the following conditions are met. when you're ready to sign up and connect this to your system, you're going to want to go down this checklist and make sure that you meet these requirements for the smoothest process of getting it all set up and ready to go. So you want to make sure that you are subscribed to our ActiveE AIM mobile service. If you're not sure about that, you can go to the Help and About system in AIM, Help and About, and you're going to want to look for AIM Mobile in this ActiveE drop-down window. I know it's a little hard to see. I've got a little bit smaller there, but basically you're going to want to look for it to be showing up and that it is checkmarked. So that's basically the first thing that you want to verify. And if you're not sure or it's not showing up there, just give our sales folks a call and go ahead and sign up for the service. They'll let you know what the price points are based on basically based on your licensing. So if that's all good to go, you can check mark this. You also want to make sure that ActiveE itself is set up. So, I mean, basically the support tech or the sales rep will take care of both of these two things for you if you're not sure about it. You also want to make sure that you have a set up API or C2B security computer. Now, basically, this is the same security computer that is used for a lot of our other real-time ActiveE services. So if you already have one of these computers, you're going to be good to go. It basically does, it pulls all of that weight when it comes to that setup. If you're not sure, again, give us a call. We can help you verify that. And if you do not have one, you can either supply your own and we can remote in and set it up for you, or you can, for the ease of the simplicity of it, you can purchase that directly from our sales team and we will get it all configured and shipped out to you. You'll also want to make sure that you've completed the steps in the connecting of the API services. Again, if your API security computer is set up and live, you're going to be good to go with that. And then you can go to this website with your API key to check to make sure that that's communicating. If you are going to be taking credit card payments, you'll want to make sure you have an account set up with OpenEdge. Now, as of right now, OpenEdge is the only credit card merchant that is basically going to be good to go for taking credit card transactions through the app, either through point of sale or live while you are at, let's say, for example, a mobile or a demo contract rental night, things like that. I'm sure that we are working to get the other merchants connected with that wherever the technology permits. But as of right now, you're going to want to make sure that you do have an account set up with OpenEdge. You'll also want to make sure that you are on the newest version of AIM version 12. Basically, if there's no red text up here, you're going to be good to go for that. And then, of course, you'll want to make sure that you've got the app installed. So, and then that you do have an internet or Wi-Fi connection so that you can connect the app on the phone to your store's copy of AIM. And then last but not least, if you have a mobile or tablet device, preferably one manufactured in the last 3 years, that it is running on an Android or iOS operating system. Obviously, if you've already fulfilled this step, then you've fulfilled this step. Now, it mentions it should have a rear-facing camera. That is for the available barcode scanning functions within the app. You can be using that for physical inventory like we explored last month. It can also be used for the purposes of an actual barcode scanner, either for its own built-in point of sale or for connecting it to a workstation back at your store and using it as a makeshift barcode scanner, whether that's because the scanners are out of stock and we're unable to get them out to you because there has been a shortage in barcode scanners lately, or if you just need an extra one and you don't necessarily need to have one full time, you can use the app in a pinch to actually do that. So once we check mark all of that, you can see that this continue button, get my head out of the way, becomes available, and it gets into all of the rest of the documentation that we have on the setup process. But the main thing here is once it's downloaded and then in AIM you've got it connected, you're going to want to connect it to your database. And the easiest way to do that, if I remember correctly, we've got a section here somewhere. There we go. So setting up your, not the access list. Here we go. Connecting your AIM system to your mobile app. So basically in AIM, you're going to want to go to the mobile app menu and then going into the mobile setup launcher. So now I'm going to show you how this works. So let me do this. Let me finagle around with my setup here one more time. And so let's get this out of the way here. Okay, so now what you should be seeing is my my AIM screen and my mobile app over here to the right. Now, if you're not seeing me manipulating it with my hand, but basically you're seeing the app as it stands. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go to the logout so we can get back to this screen here. Yep, I don't need my face here for the moment. So you can see up here at the top, it mentions link to your AIM system. So when we turn that on, you can see that it's basically got a scanner ready to go here. And now if I pick the phone up and move it around, you can kind of see it's got my monitor and all kinds of things here. In AIM, by going to the maintenance menu, down to Active E, and then to the mobile setup launcher, this brings up the mobile setup launcher menu, and basically you're going to click here where it says to generate an AIM mobile QR code. And you can see that that generates that, and simply by picking up your phone and pointing it, you don't even need to point it for a long time, it will basically immediately connect. So then, as we can see here, it says it's connecting to your database. When complete, the login screen will appear where you log in with your AIM credentials. So now you can see that the AIM screen on the mobile app has adjusted itself to now log in with your own login credentials. So whatever you normally use to log in to AIM at the computer terminal, you will now use here. So my username and my password, just log in with that. And now let me just do this because I think it's nicer to see this than it is to just kind of see nothing. So here we go. So now you can be seeing that this is now the AIM mobile app still, but if we go to, for example, inventory and search the inventory, I don't know how apparent this might be, but this is now connecting to the inventory that I have in my database. As you can see before, there weren't many images for the items that were connected to in that mobile database. This is now my data that I have in my test copy of this TriTech University demonstration copy that I typically use for these live streams. So everything that we see here is in my system. And for example, if we tap on, let's say this, I believe this is a batch of targets for a firing range and things like that. Just some basic details here so you can look up any inventory that you have in your system. Whatever stores you have connected or set up in your system, you'll see down below. It is showing those locations along with their retail price points, your hour price points, the quantities and the quantities available. If we tap to more info, we can see all the other details such as the other price points, the quantities again, quantities that might be on order, reorder minimum and maximum quantities, the categories that these items are in, and so forth, the primary vendor. If this were a serialized item, we could see serial numbers here. We could go to any add-ons and substitutes tab. You can basically see this is very similar to going into the change inventory program in AIM itself. So that's kind of the idea behind it, is it allows you to explore your inventory on the fly. And another thing that we can do here, if we tap to the buttons up here, you can see that this gives us options such as taking this item directly into a point of sale session, or going to the inventory history option, or going into editing inventory, or even doing transfer requests. We're going to be exploring a lot of these functions throughout the course of the coming sessions, but for the most part they're fairly straightforward. If you needed to do a transfer request for saying I need some of these from location B to be transferred back to location A, you can do it the same way in the mobile app as you might do it in the just sitting at a computer terminal. So again, the whole idea here is maybe you're out and about on the floor and you only have so many computer stations available, or the nearest one is all the way on the other side of the store. You can pull out your phone and say, hey, how many of these do we have at our warehouse location or our other store across the town? And if you see there's more of those, hey, you can put in a transfer request, and boom, just like that, it is now connected and done without you having to remember that detail and going all the way back to the computer workstation and then keying it in from there. But as we can see here, let's hop into an edit inventory. So from here, we could then go in and basically change all kinds of details about it. I'm not sure what's going on with that. I think it's trying to actually do a picture of the item. So, but yeah, basically that's the idea. So I've got several pages additional down here. So just to save on bandwidth and to save on displaying too many items at once, it does limit it to X number of items per page. So just be cognizant of that. But that's basically a really quick idea behind the inventory functions. If I wanted to, I could go straight to edit inventory and then bring it in that way. We already talked about physical inventory a couple weeks ago, so if you need to re-evaluate that is available in our recent live streams playlist, as well as the inventory playlists back on our video page. So definitely check this out whenever you've got the time to explore that. Feel free to do so. Some of the other basic functions, if we minimize the inventory menu, we can go into customers. So using the customer history option, you can look up existing customers. You can, of course, use the search function up at the top to type in a customer's name if you've got a lot of customers in the system, which you probably do. You can also scan the driver's license using the barcode scanner functionality. You might see this button up here if my finger gets out of the way. That allows you to scan a driver's license so that you could look up a customer that way. And if I'm not mistaken, you'll also at some point be able to add customers. In fact, you can now add a customer right from the mobile app as well. So just be aware that you can do that. And if we take a look at, for example, my good buddy Mike Anderson here, he's usually my go-to guinea pig. You can see that he's got all of his open activity here, such as the open credit, the charge sale, the service that's in a work order status, and an extended warranty. And if I tap on most any of those, I can see any other details that are associated with them. So I could reprint the receipt or view the receipt. So here on the charge sale, here is everything that was on that charge sale once it refreshes itself. So there's basically the reprint of the invoice just right to the screen. In this case, it's a bottle of valve oil that we made quite a profit margin on, a $3,000 sale there. I'm sure, when was this done? Back in May of 2021. So yeah, when I was playing around with it, I'm sure, for one of these live stream sessions. So basically, yeah, pretty much most of the functions that you can expect to be doing at a computer terminal, you can now do right from the phone and away from your actual computer network and the computer system as a whole. So now, of course, today's session was a little weird because I'm out of the rest of the week for a trade show over in Indianapolis. I'll be going to there. By the way, if any of you happen to be attending the archery trade show in Indianapolis this week, definitely stop by and say hi. I would love to meet you. Otherwise, we will be resuming our normal schedule when I return. So normally it's every second and fourth Tuesday of the month. So in this case, the next live stream will be Tuesday the 24th. It is over here on the playlist tab as opposed to the chat tab. I don't have it yet updated, but that live stream session on the 24th, unless something changes between now and then, I'm intending to cover the mobile contract process. So basically taking your online contract, sign up to your right to the mobile device itself, and allowing you to be able to do a lot of functionality right from your phones or tablets when you are going to, say, for example, a school rental night or things of that nature. So if there's anything else that we can do in between now and then, such as additional topics you'd like us to cover during these live streams, definitely let us know. When it comes to those topics, you can click the poll tab up here on the video page and submit your ideas for things that you'd like to see covered here on TriTech University. I keep those live, even if they've been covered before. I just comment on them to let you know if we've already done that, and if so, where you can find it. Otherwise, anything that you can think of, definitely let us know. Otherwise, you can always give us a call too. Reach out to us via sales or support or any way that you see fit to let us know how we're doing. And yeah, if there's any questions that you have on the app between now and then, definitely give support or sales a call. Otherwise, we'll continue to explore these functions in the next episode. So thanks so much for attending if you were able to attend this live. If not, then thank you so much for checking out the recording, and we will see you next time. Take care, and I hope you can make it a great one.